Welcome to the Comicstorian channel, where I take some of your favorite pop culture universes and I find the comic books, the movies, the video games, and we tell you the stories within them. We give it to you as an audio drama, which allows you to have a much more unique way of understanding your favorite lore within your favorite universe. Today we're going to be covering the origins of the Borderlands original Vault Hunters. Back when Borderlands first came out, they came out with a comic series about Borderlands, and it ran for a little while covering various characters. But the first 4 issues were the origins of the first 4 Vault Hunters. We did this a little while ago on our gaming channel, actually a couple of years ago, and we're going to redo them all right here. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what Borderlands is in general, Borderlands is a futuristic kind of world with multiple planets, and the Vault Hunters are the players. Your job is to basically fight against an evil corporation that is trying to mine and destroy the planet that you're on because they're looking for the Vault, and you're a Vault Hunter looking for it for your own gain. If you want to check out Borderlands 3, I'm probably live right now at the time of launching this video, playing it on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/eligiblemonster. But besides that, let's get on with these origins of Brick, Lilith, Roland, and Mordecai. I hope you guys enjoy. Roland. 200 clicks north of New Haven. Roland of the 114th Bouncer Division stands alone in the middle of the barren wasteland holding a rifle. He reads on the first page that this is for the Atlas Corporation eyes only. Sergeants or lesser ranks are prohibited, and that reading further is punishable by death. And so, the sergeant of the 114 Bouncer Division continues. Later, Roland and the members of his team gather around a campfire to cook up some scythid. Ebri asks if they're going to get in trouble for this. Roasting a scythid on base without permission will give them a detriment. She's already got 6, so 1 more and she's out. Roland tells her that she has 0 detriments on record. He had him removed when she joined up 4 cycles ago. Taken back, Ebri asks, "Can you do that?" And Scraps yells, "Of course he can! When you take care of Higgins' dirty work, you can do whatever you want. In fact, Roland here subdued a town's entire uprising with a taco. A taco! Boozer leads up stating, "It wasn't a taco. He stopped 100 men uprising with a taco wrapper. Sarge already ate the taco." Scraps then gets down on one knee telling Roland, "It would be an honor to marry you." And Roland laughs, "No can do. Already married to the job." As the group laughs, they begin to hear the footsteps as Higgins walks up. He stops by telling Roland that he's quite sorry, but they need to speak right now. Roland gets up and follows Higgins away from the group, and Higgins says that he would like to congratulate them on their latest mission. They all know that he also represents the interest of Atlas Corporation, which is why he must ask why the Bouncer Division has a file that doesn't belong to them. Roland tells him that he's not sure what this is about, but Higgins interrupts him asking, "Did you read it?" Roland tries to state that he doesn't know what he's talking about, but Higgins grabs Roland by the shoulder, slamming him into the wall, stating, "You don't need to get yourself killed over this." Roland falls to the ground, and as he gets back up, he coughs, telling Higgins, "I'm serious when I say I don't know anything about a file. And, have you been working out?" Higgins unfolds his sleeve, covering his mechanical arm, stating that it's a little added security for the truly unruly elements that might surface. He begins to fix his tie, continuing, stating that they need to make sure that they can trust one another. And he sees now that he can trust him. Now, with the mess out of the way, there's a new mission for the team that can require their talents. There's a collapsed valley 40 clicks from here called, well, get this, the Collapsed Valley. Roland says that he's never heard of it, and Higgins tells him that now he has. There's a particular breed of pests that have been preventing a supply passage for the corporation. Roland stops him. "What kind of pests are we talking about?" And Higgins laughs, telling him it's something stopping them from doing what they do. "It's nothing your team can't handle." The next day, Roland leads his team into the giant crater, telling everyone that they are on the lookout for something called the Crumblers. As the team gets further in, they hear something. A small, cute animal resembling a baby rhino walks out, and Ebri says that she is not shooting that little guy. She would rather paint its toenails and put him in a rucksack. But before she could continue, there's a rumble as the giant Crumblers come stampeding out. Ebri quickly jumps out in front of one of them, firing it down, killing it instantly. Boozer then grabs a hold of Scraps and throws him into the second to distract it while Boozer unloads a full clip into it. Ebri picks up the baby Crumbler, stating that she's gonna name it Cute Horny Face, or CHF for short. But as she looks up, she notices everyone staring at something. A second later, Ebri is shot in the forehead by Higgins, who is perched up on the ridge. Higgins stands up, telling Roland, "You brought this on yourself." Boozer then asks what Higgins is talking about, and Roland tells him, "There was a file on all of us. Higgins has been siphoning money from Atlas for years. It was gonna be pinned on us, and we would have been killed for it. Higgins sighs, readying the rifle. And now I'm just gonna have to kill you. Another round is shot, hitting Roland in the shoulder, and the Crimson Lance guarding Higgins opens fire on Scraps and Boozer. Roland stands back, stating that he doesn't care how long it'll take. He will destroy him. And Higgins laughs. Oh, I would love to see that. 714 cycles later, Roland stands at a bus station waiting. As that bus pulls up, he gets on, leaving behind Higgins' bloody purple tie. Lilith. All of Lilith's life, she's been told that she was different, that she was special. Yeah, well, no crap she's special. Since she was a kid, she could phase shift her body into another dimension, thus making her virtually indestructible. She is a siren, which is pretty swag. There are only 6 sirens in the entire universe, or at least that's what she's been told. Prophecies can be fuzzy with the specifics. It would seem that when you're a little girl, you can look up into the stars as if they will live on forever. As you grow into a woman, you realize that the stars die just like everything else. Back on the planet Honus 4651, Lilith was forced to learn that early, as she watched her father die before her very eyes. He told her to promise him that she will see the galaxy, to promise him that she will go into the universe. There, she'll see him among the stars. Lilith didn't know what he meant by that, and she stayed there until her father let out his final breath. But through the dust, an old woman came to her, stating that she will not see him among the stars. He will soon belong to the mealworms, perhaps the roots of the Tom Young vine. However, her father has seen the last of the stars. Lilith jumps up asking, what does she know? Who is she? The old woman kneels down, showing her arm, showing that she has the mark of the siren. She tells Lilith that they are both sirens and she is her song, and now they must sing. But first, there is something that she should know. She is the eldest, and she will soon expire, and the mark will pass on to another. There will be people that will come and go, some who will stray from the path, and others who will ally among their ranks. Perhaps she will find many. Lilith asks what is she supposed to do? Her father just died, and the old woman tells her that that is up to her. So as she will and grow as she might. The siren have no code. They only have their song, and it is hers to now sing. Just as the woman finishes, she falls over, and many years pass. And Lilith finds herself in a dark and dingy bar in Pandora. Bartender asks, what's with the liquid breakfast, honey? Moon's barely lit and she's 5 deep. She finishes her drink, slamming her fist back down, telling him to fill it up again. But this time, no questions. The bartender pours another shot, stating that it's his bar, his rules. What are you running from, sweetheart? She downs her drink, leaning forward, telling the bartender that her name is Lilith. Not honey, not sweetheart, Lilith. The bartender reaches for his gun under the counter, stating, well, Lilith, your day is about to get a lot more interesting. She takes the bottle to pour herself a drink, telling him that she thinks it's less than likely that whatever he's concealing down there, she'll find interesting. She holds her drink up to toast. The bartender grabs for his gun, pointing it right at her head. Then there's a click as a second man from behind points his gun as well. Lilith pauses for a moment, then phases. The 2 men fire, shooting through Lilith and into each other. Just then, the bell chimes. Lilith quickly grabs a gun, pointing at whoever just walked in. And a fat man with a mustache holds up his hands, telling her, don't shoot! And Lilith asks, are you the bus driver? The man tells her, yes, among many things. I also sell guns. My name's Marcus. Lilith tosses Marcus the gun, asking, this is really a place with an opportunity. I'm running out of planets to get murdered on. Well, attempted murder anyway. And that brings Lilith to the present, riding on a bus that smells like boiled feet across Pandora. Marcus shouting, it does not smell like feet! And Roland says, it does. And Lilith says, yeah, it does. As the two sit there for a moment, Lilith leans forward, kissing Roland. And he asks, what was that for? She smiles, telling him that she got to see the galaxy, but she never got to give a boy a kiss, okay? Roland says, that's fine, neither have I. And Lilith says, did she make it weird? Roland tells her, yeah, just a bit. So what now? Lilith tells him, awkward silence? And Roland tells her, yeah, awkward silence. Mordecai. Out there in the middle of Pandora, Mordecai crawls through the valley wounded. He crawls until finally, he has no more strength to keep going. An hour passes, and then 5, and then 8. But as the sun slowly goes down, a hooded woman sees him and helps him up. She says that she can tell that this is not the work of one man, but many. Who did this to you, foul man? Mordecai rubs the back of his head, asking, what did you call me? The woman says that she called him foul man. He wears the clothing of someone with many birds. And Mordecai tells her, It's only one bird, actually. Bloodwing. It's only because the name sounds scary. The woman then asks, who were the men that did this? And Mordecai tells her, there were 6 of them. It was a group of raiders. I taunted them by stating, come ride it, donkey! I fought hard against the group, even stabbed a few. They all started to gang up on me, though, and that's when I got in a few good hits. One bashed me in the side of the head with a metal rod. The woman helps Mordecai up, walking with them, asking, so you told a man with spiked knuckles that he was a donkey, and that he should ride you. Mordecai lets out a weak laugh, stating, sounded cooler in my head. The woman then says that her name is Esmeralda, and as Mordecai tells her it's a pleasure to meet her, they stop in front of a broken down bus. Esmeralda asks if they need any help, and Marcus turns back asking, who's there? Then the mechanic's scooter rolls out from underneath the bus, stating, why hello, lady friend. Another guy who needs to disappear right now. Mordecai waves his hand, stating, oh, don't mind me. Where are we heading? Maybe we could use a ride? A ride with me is an opportunity. Scooter yells that he's the one fixing the motor. Side note, is the lady single? Ask him for a friend. Mordecai then says that they just need to keep walking, and Esmeralda says that it was a pleasure meeting one of them. As the two walk on ahead, Marcus runs after them, yelling for them to wait, they should take his card. A dude once told him that they're all bad guys until they make a decision to become a good one, and this world needs people hungry for adventure. Mordecai tells him, right, I'm just a guy with a bird, so I'm just gonna keep on going ahead. Once the two are out of earshot of Marcus, Esmeralda whispers that she does not trust that man. This is not a planet where you find adventure. No one is here to aid you. And 15 miles later, Mordecai asks where they're going. Esmeralda tells him it's not too much further, just over the hill. As the two step down into a junkyard, Mordecai asks why she brought him here. She tells him because he's an idiot. Soon the raiders who first beat up Mordecai step out, and Esmeralda pulls out a gun, stating that she told him no one here will help him. The man with the spiked knuckles laughs, stating, ha ha ha, didn't expect to see you here. And Mordecai states, neither did I. The man then says, wasn't talking to you, I was talking to her. She's worth 100,000 credits, dead or mostly dead. Esmeralda says yes, she is worth that amount, but she has brought them something far greater. Did they have any idea who this man is? It's Mordecai, and he's worth at least 1 million credits to the right buyer. Mordecai tells Esmeralda that she's making a mistake here, and Esmeralda asks, oh, is that so? Because from where I'm standing, I seem to be doing just fine. And Mordecai shouts, Bloodwing! As Bloodwing flies overhead, everyone looks up with Mordecai quickly slicing off Esmeralda's arm. Bloodwing swoops down, starting to peck out one of the raiders' eyes, and Mordecai tells her that Bloodwing is never out of earshot. So one of two things are gonna happen. The raiders can take her and make off with the credits, or two, they can all die horribly here in the desert. The leader then asks, you're just gonna let us walk away with her? And Mordecai tells him, yep, I didn't come to Pandora for this. I came here to get a better life, not lose it. The leader tells him it's a deal, and Esmeralda yells, you're making a mistake! Mordecai is worth 10 times that amount! And as the raiders leave, Mordecai looks down, noticing that he dropped something. He reaches down and picks up Marcus's card, and he reads it. Marcus Kincaid's Bust of Opportunity. The world needs vault hunters. Brick. As a man walks down a long stretch of road, a bus comes to a screeching halt after hitting a skag right before him. The door opens and Marcus tells him, climb aboard, friend! Brick sees 3 others on the bus already, and Roland asks, what's your story? The man holds up his hand to quiet him, and as Roland asks who he thinks he is, the man clenches a giant fist in Roland's face. Lilith then asks what is his name, and the man goes into his bag and hands her something. He holds it up stating, this is a Brick. Your name is Brick? He turns, looking out the window of the bus, thinking back to a different time, on a different planet. Brick rolled with a group of raiders who took everything that they wanted. The leader, Crush, told everyone that they're only here to make things most valuable. Everything else would just be a waste. Soon the group reaches Birch's Vine, where the raiders stormed the town and gathered up all the people. Crush said that they would come here to take the children, and if the children are to be returned, it would cost him a lot of money. One of the townspeople pushes through the crowd, stating that they're monsters, but one of the raiders shoots him in the back, and Crush tells him that they have 1 hour to comply. As Crush took the children, Brick sat there. He watched, quietly. Soon after, Brick threw his gun and he sits on the ground. Crush asks what's wrong. They got what they wanted, it's time to get out. And Brick remains seated, glaring at Crush. One of the other raiders states that it's time to go, but after a few moments of silence, Crush tells the others to leave him. Later that night, after Brick is thrown into the town's jail, he gets up and starts punching a hole in the wall. He walks out cracking his knuckles, and the old man with a shotgun shouts that he can't let him leave. As he points the shotgun at Brick's back, Brick begins to walk up to him, telling him to stop him. The old man asks where he's going, and Brick says, I'm gonna get your kids back. He starts to make his way through the wasteland to where Crush set up camp. He walks towards the entrance with Crush shining a spotlight on him, stating, we already did all the hard work, you get nothing. Did you really think that I was just gonna let you back into the gang? We were good to you. We gave you food and water with no questions asked. And Brick grinds his teeth, stating, "No children." As Brick clenches his fist, he swings, punching Crush, sending him flying across the camp. But Brick doesn't stop there. Soon his eyes turn red as he starts to punch every single one of them over and over again. The next morning, the old man starts to fill in the hole that Brick punched out when he hears something in the distance. He looks over, stating, "Well, I'll be buggered." Brick walks up the hill, guiding the children back, and all of them start running back to their loved ones. Brick turns to leave, but one of the children shouts for him to wait. They all thought he could use a dog. Her name is Priscilla. Brick looks at the tidy puppy, and he leaves. And now, as Brick rides the bus, he looks out the window, rubbing Priscilla's paw that he put onto a necklace. And there you have it, Borderlands, the origins of the original 3 Vault Hunters. Now, if you enjoyed this game, consider checking out our other channel, where we've got a few videos up there about Borderlands and about gameplay and about things we do. The channel's called Eligible Monster, and we actually had it long before we did Comicstorian, and we're really pressing hard to try and rebuild it and try to make it just somewhat interesting. We're working on it. We would really appreciate your help if you go check it out. You can also find me on our gaming channel, twitch.tv/eligiblemonster, playing games on almost every morning. We're there every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, playing various games, and at the time of this video going live, we should be on Borderlands 3, so come check that out with us. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time right here at Comicstorian.